What's up, Monica? Good morning. What's up, chick? How you doing? Child, you see, your nephew, your great nephew, and my little cousin Peanut is showing out, baby. He gonna be a beast on the field. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like when you come in. Give everybody a few minutes to get in here. Oh, God, here I go with that yawning crap. I be yawning every time I get on here. Good morning, Cynthia. How everybody doing? Yeah, make sure I get these elbows, honey, because this little thing, this armrest be having my elbows. Add these people, John, waiting for you. Oh, you been waiting on me, love? I'm here, girl. Yes, hot topics, baby. Oh, goodness. I got 25 people in here. Now, I know y'all need to come on out the bushes. Hit that like. Come on now. Great. How are you? I'm good. Y'all hit that like button. 25 people's in here. Come out the bushes. Ain't no need of you hiding. I can't see you. Baby, they be in them bushes, baby. Y'all hit that like button. Good morning, good morning. I got me a bagel this morning. I didn't do bacon. I got my little water here. This tastes good. You like this? You ever tasted this? It actually tastes good. It got this little like sparkly water because I'm trying to stop drinking sodas altogether. And I'm trying to find everything to help me stop drinking them. Well, let's get into it. So, as we know, yeah, they are good. So, before I get into it about the 11-year-old little boy, make sure y'all hit that like button. If you would like to support with super sticker, super chats, you definitely can do that. All of this is reporting, allegedly. I'm just speaking my opinion. Like I said, it's safe here. You're able to, speak your opinion. Make sure you're engaged in those comments. Roberta, no. We no speak all that right now. So I ain't doing no translating. So you're gonna have to translate on your own. But good morning anyways to whatever you were saying. Welcome in the chat. They could stay right there. Engagement good. Long as they ain't talking nothing crazy, we fine. So Roberto good. So let them stay right there. Thank you for the engagement. But me no speak no Espanol. But so we know the latest topic. We know Cardi B was on trial for allegedly domestic, I guess, assaulting this woman that was a security guard. And allegedly she claims that Cardi B scratched her face. She had to get surgical things did to her face, but she can't show proof of it. She can't show no proof of her face being messed up. So she lost her case. And as we know, yesterday when Cardi B was leaving outside the courtroom, a reporter started questioning her about her relationship with Offset and the football player. So she took an ink pen and she chunked the ink pen at one of the news reporters. Cardi, you didn't have to do that, so I'm gonna have to call Cardi out on that one right there. She didn't have to do that, being that she's already, leaving out of court. They already accusing her of, assault and things like that. Which, the reporter, that's what they do. They report. But like she said, certain things when it comes to people's personal life, even though you're reporting, and like he was a man, and like she stated, women wasn't even questioning her about whatever the case may be, and that's her personal life. Whatever she's going through with her husband, ex-husband, whatever her Offset going through, that's her personal life. And certain things should be, off topic, and you got to be able to respect people the same way you want respect. You got to give respect. And yes, she may, in the court's eyes, in everybody's eyes, they viewing her as this celebrity, but at the end of the day, she's still a human being. And I think sometimes as regular degulars like ourselves, we forget those things. Sometimes we forget they're regular people, because they're always in the spotlight. But me personally, I don't think that young lady deserved no $2.5 million, whatever the situation, because I felt like she caused that on herself. Good morning, open book. She caused that on herself. If you following somebody asking you not to record me, but then you proceed, not only were you recording her, you actually was following her. So at the end of the day, she still said that she want Cardi to be held accountable. At the end of the day, we all have to be held accountable for our actions. Cardi got to be held accountable, as well as this young lady need to be held accountable as well, that she know the next time that she can't do that. Because if you up in somebody's face, it's definitely going to be an altercation. There's definitely going to be some hand swinging and yelling or whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But I'm all for Cardi, not because I like Cardi, all because of the situation and how the situation presented itself. You get what I'm saying? You don't harass nobody. You don't do things like that. So let's get into this. I'm not sure if y'all know, in the news, 11-year-old little boy, growing up, we used to call it ninja knock. We used to call it ninja knock when we were kids. I never did it, but I know my brother them do it. I know a lot of times boys do it more than girls do. The doorbell prank, like even where I live at, the kids do it where I live at, and it's annoying. It's aggravating for random kids to run to your door and knock on your door. It's aggravating, especially if they doing it all the time. And now, like, if you live in the state, but now they're that I'm hearing that they actually is charging him with I can't say the word. Can I say murder? For unalive. I'm just gonna say they actually are charging the man. He pew-pewed the little boy twice in his back. So when you do the prank, you run away from the door. So the 11-year-old child did not pose a threat to this grown man. Good morning, Robin. This 11-year-old little boy definitely did not pose a threat. And we all know when we do the ninja knock, we call it the ninja knock, but they was doing the doorbell. So now they're doing the doorbell ring thing. So definitely we know that kid did not pose a threat to this grown man. I felt like personally, I felt like just looking at his picture, that was something that he was waiting to do. That was something ready to do. And we know that in the state of Florida, it stands your ground if somebody's threatening you, but that child wasn't posing a threat. I can't read what you posted right now, can for, I can't see it. But you're right, we can't conform to the world. But that's easy said than done, not to conform. Because if people don't know God as as their personal savior, and a lot of times if people don't understand that and have a personal relationship with God, it's easy said than done. It's easier for us to, quote the scripture. It's easy to throw scriptures out there, but you got to understand everybody's not raised in church. Everybody, a lot of kids and a lot of people weren't raised in church or taught to go to church. So for some people, they're still learning. So, and like he said, you don't conform to the things, but we all have to give people grace where they don't understand, because we once you probably once was an individual that did worldly things. I did worldly things, but when I came to myself, or came to my senses, or came to the understanding of what it really means, then I understood. But everybody don't. But thank you for putting that out there. But that's why we're here to engage, support others, to bring them into the understanding of when they don't stand, or bring light to a situation if they're in a dark place. So I'm putting this out here because I got on my nephew like a while back. It hasn't been recently, but a while back, I had to get on my nephew about doing the doorknob thing, because I know I live in the state of Florida, and people are mean now. People are just ready to unalive somebody at any given time. And if you got random people coming to your door, your home, your apartment, your condo, no matter where you live, that's you want to feel safe. You want to be in a safe haven, and anybody can knock on your door. You go to your door and you could get ambushed. But at the end of the day, that man, that was something I felt like, just looking at his picture this morning, that's something it seemed like he's been ready to do. Like he was ready to do that. But I think they're charging him with that. So they're not calling it stand your ground, because ain't no way a big grown man, the person that they're showing in the news, ain't no way you felt threatened by an 11-year-old. I would have been upset too if a child would have knocked on my door and ran. I get upset all the time because I don't like it, because especially if you're tired, you're laying down, and then you get these random knocks at your door. But I felt like the kid, somebody had to been doing it all the time, and at some point it was like he was ready. So I don't know how many times they knocked on the door, but if he was able to come to the door and respond as he did, to be able to pew to unalive this kid and hit him twice in the back from behind, that was something that he was, it seemed premeditated. Like he was already on guard to say the next one, ring this door camera or ring my doorbell, the day gonna be the day. And that's just my take on it. So even if you have young children, grandkids, as myself, like I do, I have great kids. And I remember when my nephew was with a few of the kids in the apartment complex where I live at, and they were knocking on random doors, running and knocking on doors. And at one point, this one lady, she actually caught my nephew on her door camera. And because she knew me from living in an apartment complex, she came to me and she told me. And I told my nephew that both of my grandkids, all my grandkids, the older kids, I said, I better not never hear or, see you running, knocking on anybody's door, because something bad can happen. And these are some conversations that I had with them last year. So I don't play that. So if you have young kids, because you have mean-spirited people in the world is not the same. If you're my age, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my late 50s, like 55. So in my early, me growing up in our childhood era, we have to understand the world is so different from when we were growing up. The things that we were able to be kids, and things that we thought was funny, and pranks and things like that. Now people don't think things are funny. People are different now. The world is not the same. So we have to educate our kids, our grandchildren, nieces, nephews, if you're a caregiver, whoever you may be. And if you come to this live and you see this, have these talks with your younger children and let them know, yeah, when I was growing up, or let them know when you were growing up, yeah, we did the prank, we did the ninja knock. We used to call it the ninja knock. But at the end of the day, our kids can't be doing this now. Because at any given time, you got a person that's waiting to unalive your child. This little boy was 11 years old, beautiful little boy, handsome little boy. And when I seen that, I'm like, wow, that's sad. So we need to educate our kids, have these talks with them, sit them down. Because what may be funny to them may not be funny to somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I'm sure when my brother and my cousin them knocked on people door, because I know when people knock on my door and run, it pisses me off. I be pissed to the highest festivity, especially if I don't got off for work. And these kids, everything funny, they don't get tired. You don't got off for work, you tired, and you randomly get knocked. Yes, it will upset you, but it shouldn't upset you to the point that you have to unalive someone. You unaliving because you was once a kid. But I felt like this dude, that was something that he's been wanting to do. He wanted a reason. He needed a reason. And I think that was one of it. And I think that was something that he wanted to do. And and this just me personally, just seeing his picture, he just looked evil, So I just wanted to, good morning. Thank you, Desi. As y'all tap the screen. Yes, y'all make sure y'all tap that screen. Thank you. Hey, Carl. Y'all tap that screen. Thank you all for the support. If you would all like to support me, support with super sticker, super chat, you can do that as well. But most of all, make sure you hit that like button. Support me that way to keep me in the algorithm, so I can just continue to stay in the algorithm. So make sure you tap that screen. But I just want to, bring that awareness with that. Like I said, we call it the ninja knock, but they're calling it prank. And we got to have these talks, have these conversations, because a child don't lost their life over a prank. So thank you all for the compliments. I see them, but I just thought that was something that's definitely a hot topic this morning. So how do you all feel? What do you all feel about that? What is your take on it? I definitely would like to know how you feel about that. Make sure you engage in the comments. I know it's very hurtful, because just knowing that it was a child, and I know my grandkids have done it, and I've told them not to do it. So that will be something, another conversation that we could sit on the couch. So that would be another great conversation that I can have with them and sit down with them. Actually, today, I'm definitely going to have that conversation again with them and bring it up so they can see it for themselves, that it wasn't nothing that I was just saying or something just being mean, but I was just showing them, hey, these things can happen. And just like it happened to that 11-year-old child, it could happen to you. And just because you're being a child, and you thinking it's funny, but somebody's not thinking it's funny. And you could go knock on the wrong door. Because now people, so being that it was a door camera, so 9 out of 10, he had to been watching the little boy. So he had to see the little boy. And that make more sense to me now. That just really came to my thoughts. He had to been watching that little boy on that door camera. So I'm thinking that little boy probably don't came to the house before and knocked on the door. And I believe he watched the kid. So if it's a door camera, I guarantee y'all, he watched that kid and he waited for him. So at this point, I feel like it was premeditated. And it is the big M. Gigi, I've been back in Alabama. I went. Oh, you went to a concert? I hope you had fun. We had some kids randomly kicking our front door random times other night, and it would scare us. Yes, open book. Definitely would. It definitely would. And these parents need to have these conversations, because was it at nighttime? I'm not for sure if it was nighttime, but if it was a door camera, I believe he watched the little boy from his door camera. So I knew that he knew that it was a child that done it. And I feel like he waited. That's just my opinion. I think he waited because it was a door camera. So I'm thinking he watched the little boy on the door camera. And for him to be able to get to the door in a timely manner, to be able to use his, his weapon on that child. So definitely I feel like he had time, and I feel like he premeditated it. But did he have to unalive the child? No, I don't feel like he had to do that. You're an adult. You see the child. And I really feel like he premeditated it. He seen the child. Am I saying what the child did was right? No, it's not. What he did is not right. It's definitely not right. Let me put my jacket on because it's going to be cold because it looks like it's going to rain today. It be cold up there in that classroom. So what y'all think? I have 14 people in the chat. Thank you all for your support. Appreciate your support. I need to set a goal. It's been a minute, y'all. Y'all going to support the host. So tell me what y'all think about that. Look like it's going to rain today. Y'all come on in the chat. Where y'all at? I got 9 people still in the chat. I know some of you probably at work. Because I know once somebody told me they was at work. A lot of you at work. Probably home still asleep. But y'all definitely can hit that replay button and go back and hit replay on it. And make sure you drop in those comments what you think about that. So I think y'all still sleepy in here because I can't be on here that long. So I just I thought that was something good to talk about. He had the ready for them kids to come and rain. I really think he was already ready for them. I feel like he watched them. So he definitely going to be charged. I think that's sad what happened. And that man is a coward. Definitely, Robin. He definitely is a coward. I totally agree with you. But he need to be charged because he shot off 2 rounds in this child. That's ridiculous. And if it was a doorbell camera, he seen him. He knew he was a child. And ain't no way he could say he didn't know it was a child. You had to, if the child knocked or kicked the door or whatever the case may be, you watching the kid, you see the kid, you know it's a kid. You didn't fear for your life. You a grown man and the child was running away. And we're not saying what the child did is right because it's not. But sometimes our children play too much. I get on my grandkids. I say, y'all stop playing all the time. Y'all play too much. Stop thinking everything is a joke. Stop thinking everything is funny because it's not. I'm thinking it happened yesterday because I seen it this morning. So I don't know exactly when it happened, but it's definitely in the news now. So when you get a chance, just look it up. Because I just seen it in the news this morning. And we got to tell them like everything is a joke to them. Everything is funny. And we have to let our children know. You need to know the difference between when something is a joke, when it is funny, because everybody don't joke and everybody don't play, And we have to teach them that. They have to know these things. And it happened yesterday. Okay. So we have to correct our children. Because what may be funny to them is not funny to someone. You get what I'm saying? And certain things that they think funny can put them in a life or death situation. And put them in a bad situation. That it could cause them their life because they thought it was funny. To them, it was funny. But to the individual, it wasn't funny. So I thought that was something that, like I said, have these conversations. If you have, my neck got a cramp in it. So make sure you have this conversation. This is something that we all can sit on the couch. If you have grandkids, you could call your grandchildren, call them up. If you nieces, nephew, spread the word. Spread the word to a friend or anybody and let them know if your child is doing some things like this, you need to have these conversations. So hopefully this gonna bring awareness to other families, because it's definitely gonna bring awareness in my household, because I've already had these conversations before, because I experienced this with my nephew doing it with some kids and where I live at, and I got on him because I don't like it, and I'm sure other people don't like it either. Nobody wants anyone knocking and kicking on their doors and putting dents in their doors and things like that. So it's not right. So even though an innocent game that we grew up on, that was once a kid's something activity for kids, now it's not, because we living in a different time now. We're definitely living in a different era, in a different time, and we definitely have to educate these kids and have these type of conversations with them. I got everything in this bag. Can I put anything else in this bag? Thank you all I definitely thank you all for your support. I have 10 people still in the chat. Make sure, if you haven't already hit the like button, make sure you hit it while you in here or when you leave out. Hit that like button. I appreciate y'all. I definitely thank you all for coming through. Thank you all for your support, supporting me. Definitely do. I have a nail appointment today. So what y'all doing? Have y'all done anything for yourself? Remember what I told y'all, that self-love is the best love. So I hope you ladies out there making sure y'all do something nice for yourself. Don't forget about you. And like I say, I'm gonna throw this in here. I did this on Motivational Monday. Make sure you always do something good for yourself. Go take care of yourself. Pamper yourself. Love you, Auntie. Yeah, so today I'm going to get my nails filled and I'm going to get my polish changed. So I'm going to do that today when I get off of work. Had a petting and eyebrows. Okay, I know that's right, girl. That's what I'm talking about. We got to do nice things for ourselves, ladies. Make sacrifices for yourself. So that's my that's my little motivational encouragement for you today. Even gentlemen, do something nice for yourself. Don't wait for nobody else to do it for you. Don't wait for the wife to do it, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, whoever. Don't wait for nobody to do it for you. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. We take care of everybody, but we forget about it, neglect ourselves. You can't do that. You definitely can't do that. But definitely, that's definitely a sad situation with the little 11-year-old little boy. Life just gone so soon. But I definitely hope that adult man be held accountable for that. I hope he don't get away with that, because I don't feel like his life was threatened. Good morning. It's all about God. Good morning. I don't feel like he was threatened. I really feel like he premeditated. He watched his door camera. He seen that kid knocking on the door. Have that happen before? I'm sure that child did it before. And I felt like that man. And he looked like, you know how in the neighborhood, you have that one neighbor just look cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs, and you be like, I ain't going to knock on that door right there. You know, but somebody gonna dare somebody. I bet you won't go knock on that door. You get what I'm saying? So we have to teach our kids that peer pressure too. Because the man definitely looked the cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs. And that's probably a door that's, I'm sure somebody probably dared him to do it. I bet you won't go knock on that door. They won't go knock on the door because they know the man look cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs. So you let your friends egg you on to go do something. And now I'm just saying, this is just my opinion. This is just me just speaking in general. Because sometimes peer pressure, when kids are pressured by their peers to push them up to do things that they won't do. They won't do it, but they'll push you up to do it. And 9 out of 10, when kids allow their friends to pressure them into doing things, they always get the bad end of the stick. That's why I always tell my grandkids, my grandboys, and my niece and my nephew, be yourself. Be yourself. I don't care if you see your cousin doing something wrong. I don't care if it's your cousin. If you know it's wrong and you know right from wrong, you go the other way. I don't care how they feel about it. You go the other way because you do not want to get in trouble. Because 9 out of 10, they already know they're going to get in trouble, but they don't want to get in trouble by themselves. I remember when me and my brother, we lived in these apartment complexes, but we stayed on the 2nd floor. I was like a tomboy. I was a tomboy. And I'm going to tell you how peer pressure. So so the way our doors was locked, my mom had deadbolt locks on our doors where we stayed. So you need a key to get in and out. So me with I was bad when I was a tomboy. So I told my brother, I'm going to jump out this window and you going to jump with me. Don't y'all know we could have broke our legs? Because kids don't care. When you kids, you just try things and you do things. So I made my brother jump out the window. I said, oh, you going to jump out this window. If I jump, you going to jump. Because the whole thing was, I knew. I'm the oldest. I knew we weren't supposed to be out the door. I knew that the deadbolt was on the lock. I knew that if my mama came home and we got caught outside that house, we was going to get in trouble because we actually was locked in. My auntie Monica know about the deadbolt. She know how my mama used to lock us in. We couldn't get out. Even my auntie had one. We used to get locked in the house. So if we was on survival mode and if anything happened, only thing we knew, we had to jump out the window. So I guess I was getting my practice in. But this particular day, I was doing it for fun. And I wanted to go outside and play. So we jumped out the window. So my brother, he come with me. So I told him, oh, you going to jump out this window. Because if I jump out the window, you jumping out the window too. Because in my mind, I knew if I got in trouble, he was going to get in trouble too. So after we don't jump out the window, my brother had some friends. Hey, fixing my crown. So my brother had some friends that he played with, and they lived in some houses that was by the apartment. So I told my brother, I said, you better go. So now we around the neighborhood trying to find a ladder, because the only way we could get back in the house is we needed a tall ladder, because we lived it on the 2nd floor. So we definitely needed a tall ladder to get us back in. But to make a long story short, we went and got the friend them ladder so we could get back in the house. But I said that to say that as children, kids do crazy things and peer pressure. No matter if it's a sibling, a cousin, your sisters, your brother, no matter your friends, they will put that peer pressure on you, and they will pressure you to say, because you want to fit in and you don't want to feel out, or you the scaredy cat. But we living in a time now, we got to tell our kids, yeah, when we did these things, it was all funny games. But now we got to tell our kids a lot of things. It's not funny. Got to take things serious, because now we have an 11-year-old child who did a prank, which was a doorbell camera prank. But now people have cameras now. Back then when we did it, we called it the ninja knock. Back then when we was doing it as children, they didn't have cameras. We just knocked and ran. One person to run and boom, hit the door, and we all take off and run. But unfortunately, this 11-year-old child lost his life over a prank from, generations of passed down of things that kids doing. But times have changed. People have door camera ringers now. But I really feel that this man laid down on this child. He watched them and he seen it. And he waited for that little boy, and he came to that door and he unalived that child. that was not standing your ground, and you definitely didn't fear for your life. So I just wanted to put that out there. I got to hop out my vehicle because it's time for me. So if you all haven't seen that story, make sure you go look it up. But it's very touching, and like I said, maybe a family member, I don't know what state you live in, but it doesn't matter. But we know all over the world kids do this, so we need to educate our kids that this is a game that they can't play, because they may knock on the wrong door and the outcome may not be good. It could turn, it could turn bad, and it could cost them their life over a childhood, prank, knocking and kicking on people's doors, in the middle of the night, when kids should be in the house at a certain time. If your child is a certain age, after dark, when it starts turning dark, your kids should be in the house. No children should be outside kicking and knocking on people's doors. They need to be in the house getting ready for school, taking a bath, eating and all that, not running through the neighborhood, kicking and knocking on people's doors. So at the end of the day, as parents, we got to be accountable as well. We got to still instill these things in our children. We can't just turn a deaf ear to these things. So I just want to bring awareness to this, about this prank, knocking on people's doors and kicking people's doors. So have these conversations. This would be something that you could sit down with your children. Not saying that your kids do it, but like I said, peer pressure. You got other kids that put pressure on kids to do things. And we all know when mama them ain't looking, we do things when mama ain't around. So stop saying not my child. You can't say not your child, because you don't know what your child won't do. So that's just my little piece on that. And like I said, make sure you share, hit that like button. And if you would like to support the channel with super stickers or super chat, you can always come back and support the channel how you feel. But make sure you just hit that like button. I'll talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. With Car Chronicles. Oh, that's what I should call my thing. Car Chronicles. Because I'm always in the truck. Truck Chronicles. Because I'm in a truck. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Pray for our babies and have these conversations. I love y'all. And kudos to Cardi. She won her case. All right. Peace out. Y'all have a good one. Bye.